it's Lynn, and today I'm going to show you a way to join your yarn without tying a knot, so you don't have to weave in ends and stuff like that. So like many of you, I have multiple projects going on, and I just wanted to show you how this join looks like. It's called the Russian join, and it's really pretty easy, and it's, you know, I mean, it takes a little more time than tying two pieces of yarn together, but it's worth it. So if you look at this, and it's not completely invisible, but it's pretty darn close. If you can see right here, and I'll drop this down so maybe you can see, or maybe I'll bring this up, right there. That's where there was a Russian join. And I mean, you really do have to look pretty darn close. So that's a Russian join, and this is a acrylic wool yarn. But let me show it to you on a cotton. I've done it, I think it works better on like an acrylic wool, but it works well on a cotton too. Let me find it. That's a good sign when I have to look for it, right? I think this is it. Yeah. So you can just see it's just a little thicker in here. You see that? Just a little thicker. This is this little dot baby blanket I'm working on. Oh, you guys, it's gonna be so cute. Anyway, so those are two Russian join areas. So let me show you how to do this. So you're knitting along, and so this is the end of my yarn, and I've got more yarn here. And you do need a tapestry needle. All right, so I've got my tapestry needles that I carry in my little yarn case. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to thread with one end of the yarn. Remember, we have two ends here. Okay. And so then basically what we're going to be doing is we are going to be working this end of the yarn back through the plies of the yarn. And I always like to go ahead because sometimes I get a little carried away and I don't stop at time. So these are the two ends, right? Got two ends of yarn. Here's the yarn with the needle. And then this is the other end. And I'm going to just kind of lay it over there, all right? Because I want to catch that in there. All right. Let me drop this down a little bit more for you. So once again, here's the one end of the yarn, here's the other end of the yarn. I'm going to just lay it over. Okay. You don't need a long tail on your yarn. And then I'm simply going to go back through the plies of the yarn with my darning needle. All right, and in the perfect world, you're going to run this right down the center of the yarn. Now, you know, we don't live in a perfect world, so, you know, you may come in and out of it, but in your perfect world, you want to just slide it right down the center of the yarn. See how I'm doing that right there? Right down the center. Now, if you're doing this with a cotton yarn, I found that I need to kind of grab the yarn like if this were cotton yarn, I'd be going around, because cotton yarn just doesn't have as much grip to it. It's smoother, so I feel like I have to kind of get some more, you know, more grips on it, for lack of a better word. So, but a knit, this is a knit acrylic blend, and this will work just fine. But with a cotton, like I said, you're going to find yourself wrapping around a couple times and still going through it. But all right, so I'm going to keep going through here. You know, about 2 inches. This is it's a safe join. You don't have to weave in the ends. You know, like I said, it takes a little longer. Okay, so I've got about 2 inches, but you can't tell because it's all mushed up on there, right? And here, make sure before you do anything else that you've got your other tail in there, all right? And I feel like I have a knot here. I don't want a knot. Oh no, I don't have a knot. That's the, okay. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold, this is the yarn I'm joining, right? And I'm just going to pull this yarn, this needle through. Now at some point I'm going to have to pull the tail out, and that's just a matter of feeling. There it is. There's the tail. I'm going to pull the tail out. Okay. All right, then as you can see, it's all bunched up here. And this is kind of fun. Then you just pull it out. You stretch it out. Okay, so there's one piece joined, and then it's just a matter of trimming that tail off. And then you do it to the other side. Okay, so let's thread that. Okay, same thing. We're just going to go weaving through. Trying to find the center of like the tube of yarn, for lack of a better word, right through all those plies. Yep. All right, let's see, how much do I have? Okay, we're gonna call that done. All right. And here's the tail end of the yarn that just went through. And so let's see, I'm gonna grab a hold of the first half I did and just pull this through, right? And then what I should have done before I just did that is pull the tail out. All right, there we go. Once again, just pull it straight out. And you might have to smooth it a little, see it all. Dun, dun, dun. All right, I have just joined 2 pieces of yarn so you don't cut off the wrong end. So I'm gonna cut that as close to the join as I can. Okay, and then you're just gonna go ahead and knit. Now let's, or in this case I'm purling. So I'll purl this up so you can kind of see how it works in. And this is the back of a Christmas pillow that I kind of dreamed up when we were just on vacation. So with any luck, I'm gonna have this published soon, so you can get it made for Christmas. All right, I can feel the yarn's getting a little thicker. And you know what, here's the little tail end, and I'm just gonna trim that off at some point. I'm not gonna sweat about it right now. Okay, so now I'm purling that joined yarn, so it's a little thicker, and you know it's not going to be completely invisible, but it is really pretty darn. If you're working with a really fine, and I don't even think you could do it with a silk, but you know some yarns really it might not work for you, but in so many cases it will. All right, so I have just knit that joined yarn, and you know you can tell it's a skosh thicker. I mean, here's the not joined, and here's the joined, and that one's even looser, so skip this one. But you can see, but honestly, I mean, like right there is where I did one, and you have to look pretty darn closely. So that's the Russian join. I hope that was helpful to you. Comment below if you have questions, and if not, thanks for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye.